on Spy Wednesday. So we talk about, the ways we betray Jesus. We can read that scripture and think, oh, that was terrible.
Judas, what a jerk.
What a jerk. Yeah. And then, but we all do that.
Yep.
We all betray
Amen.
Jesus in one way or another. And so it's just that day to stop and reflect, and reminder of, going to confession is always a great thing during Holy Week too. And then we hide coins around the house. We hide silver pieces in their room, and they get a hunt for them. We've done that for years. The kids, they get excited, and then we encourage them to donate that then to the charity or into the change jar that we're donating. And then Holy Thursday is probably one of our favorites. And so I asked Spike and the kids before coming in today, what do you want me to share? And they said, you have
Holy
to do
Thursday.
our Holy Thursday meal.
Yeah.
So we have a Holy Thursday meal that we do, and I've done this for years.
Is this before church or after?
So we have done it before. We've done it after.
Okay.
After's, it's not a good idea.
It's late.
Because it's late. People are hungry and they're hangry. And sometimes we do that instead.
Okay.
Which,
Yep.
Anyway, so we get out the daily reading for that day. We read all through the Mass readings, we go through everything that's, part of the Mass. Mm-hmm. Read that together, and then we have different foods that are all connected to Scripture.
Okay.
So everything has a symbolism connected to, like maybe it's vinegar, almonds for tears. We have, bread, we have wine, we have grapes. So it's a feast, but everything has a connection back to Scripture.
Okay.
So that is probably one of the family's favorites.
Okay.
And then we celebrate. Holy Thursday is what separates us as Catholics, so especially because it's the first Eucharist.
Right.
And so it is something to really, really celebrate.
Right.
That we believe that is Christ's body and blood. So we just talk about that it's kind of like the anniversary of the first
Mass.
Eucharist, first Mass. And then we enter into Good Friday. And of course, that is just such a change. It's flipping gears, we're like going from something a little more joyful to back to, okay, we're totally just want to enter into this time with Christ. So we usually will attend a service, a Good Friday service, and then we do Stations of the Cross at home.
Okay.
And that's one of our favorites. That particular night of stations on Good Friday, we start with the 14 stations, 14 candles lit. And then we go through each station. We have some really pretty sacred art that we've obtained through the years. And then we sit down as a family with our booklets and prayers. And then, we hold up the picture that is for each station.
Okay.
And then after each station, we blow out a candle. So we start with the 14 candles. It's fairly bright. And it's getting darker and darker and darker. And it's just such a powerful way on Good Friday to just really feel like you're just, I don't want to say one with Christ, but you just really feel the pain of his death and what he went through for us. So that's really on our mind all of Good Friday, especially in the 3:00 hour. We make sure there's silence. We don't have screens. We don't have the radio on. We don't have the TV on. It's all focusing on the crucifixion. But then that night we do the stations, and we just love that. And so we end in darkness, and then we have tents or blankets set up all throughout our family room.
Good Friday night.
Good Friday night. And then the kids, Spike and I used to do this, but as we're getting older, it's a little bit harder to sleep on the floor. So we have all these tents, like a little village set up in our family room. And then the kids then sleep in their tombs, which are really tents, or maybe it's a blanket fort. And so they sleep in the tomb the same nights that Jesus does. And they sleep in there until Easter morning. So that's
till Easter morning.
Yeah.
So Friday night and Saturday night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So our family room is probably a fire hazard because there's tents and blankets all over the place. But it's just a memorable thing. And actually, also on Good Friday, we watch the Passion of Christ that night. Then before bed, the tents are set up, and then we watch that together. And then we sleep in our tombs. And then Holy Saturday is an interesting day because you're like so close. And some people, I think, stop Lent, don't they? I mean, I know people that their Easter has started then.
Right.
And sometimes that's hard because some people, that's when their family celebrations are. That's how I grew up. And my family celebrates it. My Protestant family celebrates usually on Saturday. So it's kind of hard because you're like, yeah, the jelly beans are out and the chocolate's out. And I'm like, it's not quite Easter.